Okay, so good morning, all, and welcome back to the session. Let me share my screen first. Okay, so friends, in previous sessions, what we have seen the RAG optimization, or what I can say, advanced RAG optimization technique. Techniques. So, what are the techniques that we have covered? What are the techniques?
Query transformation, query rewrite,
Query transformation.
multi,
Inside the query transformation, what we have seen? Query
query rewrite,
rewrite.
rewrite,
Yes. What else?
multiple query,
Multiple query.
rag
Query
fusion,
indexing.
Indexing. That is
rag, fu-
like under we are discussing about the query transformation. Indexing is something else. Query transformation.
rag fusion,
Yeah. RAG fusion.
rag,
Yeah, that is
query
perfectly fine,
decom,
RAG fusion. So we know, like once we are talking about the RAG optimization, we are having three categories of optimization: query transformation, query routing, rerouting basically, or routing, what I can say, query routing, and indexing. Indexing. Right now, we are going through with query transformation, and from the query transformation perspective, we have seen these particular three techniques. So, once we are talking about the query rewrite, it means like we are transforming the query into the better version of it. It means we are transforming the query in such a way that we will be able to get more refined or optimized answer from the large language model. Okay, so the documents what we are going to fetch from the vector db, we are going to transform the query in such a way that we will be having the good documents from the vector db so that large language model can provide us the correct output. This is the main intent over here. Then multiple query, we will generate multiple queries which are related to the main query so that we will be able to get the outcome. RAG fusion, like this is something, the extension of multiple query. Over here, what we are doing, we are having certain, what I can say, indexing or ranking mechanism, which is utilized in order to get or provide the correct or more optimized documents to the large language model in order to get the correct answer. Okay, what next? The decomposition. Decomposition. Okay, inside the decomposition, what we are having? COT and independent query. And can anybody tell me inside the query decomposition what is the meaning of chain of thought and independent query?
in chain of thought question, first question and answer of first query will given to second new query, question and answer. Then it's give to third new query. So like query is divided into three, two to three new query, and first query of question and answer will be given to next query. Like query converted into multiple subqueries previous question and answer given to next queries. This is chain of thoughts.
Okay, that is fine. Okay, so what will happen over here? So say the user question is there. Let me try to pick it from the last, you can say, session what we have seen. Okay, so this is the stuff what we were having, and let me paste it over here. Okay, query decomposition, and we are talking about chain of thoughts at this moment. So the user query is there, then uh, based upon this, like over here as well, we will be going to generate the multiple queries. Okay, uh, inside the query decomposition as well, we will be going to have the multiple queries, but over here, like the difference will come into the picture. Okay, what will happen? Oh, what will happen? So query is given to large language model, then we will get the answer. Okay, query 1, then answer 1. Okay, then what will happen? Let me take say 3 query only. Then what will happen? Query 1 plus answer 1 given to the large language model, and we will be getting the answer 2. And then what will happen over here? Query 1 and query 2 as well. Query 2 plus query 1 plus answer 1, then answer 2, and query 1, query 3 plus answer 2, query 2, answer 2. Okay, so we are like, this is something a chain of thoughts, like we are accumulating our thoughts over here. Okay, and this will be the answer 3, that will be the final answer, and now say this is the final answer, or basically the documents over here in terms of the vector database, vector store. If we are talking about the vector store, what we are getting in terms of answer, that is nothing but the you can say documents and all, correct? So or answer basically, yeah. So say the question is given to LLM, then based upon the documents what are being fetched, it is going to frame one answer, and based upon those particular answer and questions, it is going to frame a second answer. Then based upon the question answers of the previous stages, it is going to provide the last answer. Okay, so this is nothing but we are going to accumulate our, you can say, thoughts, and then we are able to get the outcome, so this is nothing but a chain of thoughts, and we will try to have the implementation of these particular things, guys. Over here, like we are going to have the discussion of the optimization techniques. It might be possible the organizations nowadays are not using these optimization technique. You can relate it with your domain as well. Say whatever the optimization technique or the best practices that you guys are having, probably you are not following all of those practices. Okay, so these particular things are depending upon use case to use case, and the outcome that you are getting from the large language model. If, like, during the first stage only you are able to get the correct output, then you are not going to have these practices or optimization technique implementation. Correct. But you need to have the understanding about all of these best practices or optimization technique. Making sense? Is it fine with everyone?
Yes, yes.
Perfect. So what I will do, I will create a new notebook, and that will be LangChain Advanced 3. Is it created? Not yet. Okay, let me rename it. Advanced, or 3 or 4. Oh, 3, that is perfectly fine. Now what I will do, I will copy some basic requirement, what required things, basically the libraries and all, and the API key to ChatGPT OpenAI large language model. And let me copy this particular stuff as well. That is nothing but Langsmith API's details. And I will have the document on which I'm going to perform these particular steps, and then I will proceed for splitting, embedding, and moving these records to the vector store. These particular steps are common in each and every RAG optimization techniques what we are discussing. So we are able to get the document is placed over here or at this particular location, and then we have splitted it. The chunk size is this one and the overlapping is this, and we have utilized text embedding, three small model, in order to perform the embeddings on top of it. And then we have specified a retriever which is going to fetch the records from the vector db, which is having the stored embeddings inside this particular collection. Then we are able to see this particular collection over here, a chroma db. If you are going to change the name, say chroma db, and say 1403. Okay, 1403. Okay, let me change the collection name. So it will create the collection based upon this particular name what I have given over here. So just have a look over here, probably you will be able to see. Okay, 1403, yes, it's there, and before 15 second it has been created. So we are having this particular collection, that is perfectly fine. Now what I need to do, I need to define the large language model as well, LLM, and it will be, let me copy this particular step as well. So I'm having a defined LLM over here. Okay, and let me use GPT-5 instead of GPT-4. Oh, because this is, its cost is less. The charges for the GPT-5 uh, 5 are less compared to the mini. Okay, so I have defined the large language model as well. Now what I need to do, I need to define the prompt for this. Okay, so what I will do, I will define the prompt. Say template, and it will be equal to Let me make it more visible. Say, you are a helpful assistant that generates multiple sub-questions related to input question. That is perfectly fine. Let me mention it in new line. Okay. The goal is to break down the input into a set of sub problems oblique say sub questions that can be answered in isolation. Generate multiple search queries related to, and I just need to pass the question over here. Question, new line, and output, what it will be? What will be the output, guys? Three queries, huh?
This is an example of query decomposition, na?
Hmm, that's what we are going to do, right?
Okay, okay.
User query. Then until unless we are not having the query, how we will be able to have the chain of thoughts?
Correct, correct, correct.
Okay, user is going to provide the single query only, and based upon that we are going to generate the multiple queries, huh? So up to so far, like, this is the same, almost same prompt what we have seen in our previous session. Okay, so that is perfectly fine. This is defined. Now prompt decomposition, and if I need to define the decomposition prompt, what I need to have, chat prompt template and dot from template, and I can pass this particular template over here. Okay, if you want, like, you can have this particular stuff over here and you can use the bracket. That can be done, but I have, like, uh, converted it into two steps, huh? That is not a problem, huh? Probably you are able to get what I have done over here, huh? So I have defined the prompt. What I need to do, I need to define a question as well, and the question, what it will be, say, say what is LangChain, huh? This is the question what I'm going to utilize, and now I'm having the question, I'm having the prompt. So what I can do, I can define a chain, okay, over here, and generate the questions. Okay, let me try to do. So the chain, what it will be, I can have this particular prompt, okay, and then I can give it to what, LLM, and then what I can have, string output parser, and that is perfectly fine. And what I can have, I just want to split it based upon the new line. Now if I'm passing, say, lambda, if I'm passing x, so I just want to have x dot split, and based upon the new line character I'm going to split. Execution has been done, that is not an issue. So what I need to do, based upon the new line character, I just want to split it. So this is what, this is a chain, basically generate questions chain, and this is a prompt decomposition. Let me mention it over here. So this is a chain what I have defined. What has happened, invalid syntax, prompt decomposition LLM. Okay, lambda, and I can have, I can use it in this particular way. Okay, so this is generate question chain, and it's very simple. Whatever the prompt we are having, we are going to pass it to the large language model. Inside the prompt we will be having the question. Okay, question is given to the large language model, and large language model is going to generate the three questions based upon the this particular prompt, and we are splitting these particular questions based upon the new line now. So what I need to do, I need to just define the question over here, and then I will be going to, what is LangChain. Okay, so this is the question what I'm having. Now what I will do, I will have the questions, and I will utilize this particular chain dot invoke, and what I will do, I can pass this particular question over here, and we are going to pass in terms of uh, dictionary over here. So question and colon, this particular question I just need to give it up over here, and let me try to have the execution. Okay, so I will be getting three questions based upon this particular question what I have given, and it is going to utilize this particular prompt. Now if I print the question, print questions, and just have a look. So what is LangChain library, what are the different problems? This is the first one, the second one is this one, okay, and this is the third one. Okay, like it has generated the three queries, and all of these are related to our, you can say, base problem what we have mentioned over here. Okay, perfectly fine.
Yes, sir, but, sir, all three queries are independent. Correct, na, sir?
Independent, not independent, but these are independent means, okay, I think you are confused over here. So decomposition means if you are having a problem, you are going to generate the similar queries based upon the user query. So these are generated based upon the base query. Basically we are having a particular question, based upon that we are generating the similar questions. Okay, so at this moment we are having these three queries, and independent query, that is the another technique basically in order to to get the answer. Probably, like, are you going to have the discussion based upon this independent query, or like these particular queries which are generated from the base query, you are willing to say that these are the independent one, huh? Is it?
Yeah, yes, actually, sir, I have heard independent query is different, but I thought given like type of query, na, how to install and that type of example, so I thought like that is independent query or chain of thought only.
So basically, up to so far, like whatever we have done, that will be utilized in independent query as well and chain of thought as well. Huh? So we got these particular queries. How we are going to frame the how we are going to get the answer based upon these particular queries. These are you can say the independent one at this moment. Huh? These are the independent one. Each and every query will we can ask the question from the large language model by providing certain context. So these particular queries are independent and they are able to get the outcome as well. But the main thing is that how we are going to utilize these particular queries in order to frame our final answer, that is going to make our optimization techniques either chain of thoughts or independent query. Are you able to get all of you? Is there any issue in order to understand whatever I have mentioned over here?
And so answer will be different from all of these three queries. Like
Hmm.
how to install, that is different answer. What is
Hmm.
LangChain library and what column, that is different answer. What are the core components, that will be different answer.
Hmm. Yeah.
Final.
सर एक बार और बता दिए, थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजन में ज्यादा हो रहा है इसमें 14th नंबर लाइन पे.
Okay. So what we are doing over here, we are having a question. We have written a particular prompt over here that you need to generate three queries or four queries, whatever you are going to mention, based upon this particular question, which is related to this particular question. Huh? So same stuff what we have done over here. We have taken this particular question, okay, and we have given this particular question to the large language model along with the prompt. Inside the prompt decomposition, we are having the question over here. Okay, it is, you can say, passed as a parameter over here. So we are having our question over here, and what we are going to expect as an output three queries based upon this. Huh? So these queries are all the independent, but these are generated based upon this particular question. Huh? Okay, so what is LangChain? It is mentioning, say, what is LangChain library and what does it aim to solve in building AI application. What are the core components of LangChain, LMS, chains, agents, memory tools? Okay, and how do they interact? How to install and get started with LangChain in Python. Okay, so all of these particular things are related to LangChain only, and it is providing more context. Over here, we are having the generic question, what is LangChain? But based upon this particular question, large language model has generated three queries. Okay, and these particular queries are related to this particular intent what we have mentioned over here. What is LangChain? So we got these particular queries over here, and now we will be going to utilize these particular queries in order to create our chain of thoughts and independent query example. We are going to create chain of thoughts and independent query at this moment. Fine, so far we just generate three queries based upon a given query. This is the same stuff what we have done in our previous session as well. So if you are looking over here, okay, so we were having initial query how to optimize the RAG, and generated queries are nothing but these. Okay, these are the generated query. Or let me try to pick this one and paste it over here as well, and say initial query question and generated query for q in say questions, and I will be able to print it. Just have a look. This is the same stuff what we have done in our previous session. Initial query, what is LangChain? Generated queries, these are the generated queries, and these generated queries are having the relation with the initial query. Fine so far? Whatever we have done, this is the part of our previous session only, but a little bit prompt is changed over here. Okay,
So exactly, this is an example of chain of thoughts only, है ना sir?
till now chain of thought and independent query, multiple query, or RAG, all of these are same.
Okay, sir.
At this step, okay, now how you are going to utilize these particular queries that can create your RAG fusion, that can create your chain of thought, then can create your independent query, that can create your
Okay,
multiple
okay,
query.
okay. Okay,
Okay,
till now we only converted into multiple queries,
yes.
but next step what will do, that depends on like which technique we will use.
That's what
Right.
we have mentioned over here. I have mentioned over here. Query LLM generate the multiple queries. Q1, Q2, Q3. Okay. In the previous session, if you are willing to see, so multiple queries have been generated. Then these will be given to the vector DB. So this is the portion what we have covered so far. And with respect to the RAG fusion, this is the portion what we have covered so far, right? So whatever we have done, that is the same. It has been covered in our previous session as well. We have generated the multiple queries only. Now, how we are going to utilize these particular queries, that is going to create a difference, and we will be having the different optimization techniques based upon that only how we are going to utilize the answer or utilize these particular queries. Correct?
करेक्ट
Right,
सर.
sir.
मेन मसाला तैयार हो गया सर.
Correct,
अब आगे का देख.
correct. Okay, now I'm going to write down the prompt. Okay, and you need to pay attention over here. Prompt, what it will be? Prompt for COT, chain of thoughts. So I can define a template over here, and with respect to template, what I can say, uh, here is the question that you need to answer, and I'm doing a little bit formatting related stuff, and I can have the question. Okay, here is any available background question plus answer pair. Answer pairs, and let me utilize this one only. And instead of this, q underscore a underscore pairs. Question and answer pairs. Okay. Then here is additional context relevant to the question, and I can utilize this and I can mention the context over here. Context, and use the above context and any background question plus answer pairs to answer the question. And I can pass the question. And decom decomposed prompt, and I can pass this particular template over here. Okay, so here is the question that you need to answer. So it will take the question. Then here is the based upon this particular question, like if we are having a question, then what we will be getting? We will be getting an answer. Okay, so here is the available background. Say question plus answer pairs. So question and answer pairs. So it will be, you can say, considered. And here is the additional context relevant to the question. So now what we are going to do, we are going to utilize question answer pairs and the context in order to get the answer. Use the above context, any background question plus answer pairs to answer the question, and we are going to pass the question over here. Okay, and this is similar to what I have mentioned over here. Okay, say if we are having a query, then we will be getting one answer, then query 2 plus question 1 answer 1, then answer 2, and then query 3 question 2 answer 2, query 1 answer 1 is given in order to get the answer. So this is nothing but the question and answer pair, and this is nothing but the context. Correct?
So basically, we are using the answers in the form of prompts only.
We are passing question, getting answer, then providing question plus answer to the large
Yeah.
language model in order to get the another answer. Then that answer along with the question and all will be given to the large language model in order to get the answer. You can take it in this particular way, like you are having certain knowledge, then you are discussing to your friend. Okay, and then both of you club your thoughts then you go to the third person, then having the discussion, you all club your thoughts and then move to the another person, and that person is going to utilize uh, all the questions, all the thoughts in order to provide the conclusion. Hmm?
So this answer 2 or answer 3 is provided as a context.
Yeah, you can take it in that way as well. Hmm? Clear? Chain of thoughts,
Yes, yes.
like we are having a chain basically. Okay. Uh, Let me check if I'm having a better example.
But how they
So I
discriminate
think, sir, it
which
is
one is query and which one is answer?
Yeah, that we are going
To
to mention. That is done through the code
okay,
only. Okay, no need to worry. I will explain like how you will be able to differentiate among question and answer. Okay, so fine so far.
fine, fine.
Okay, so what I can do, I can define a function. Okay, so hmm, okay, so that is perfectly fine. We are able to get this particular prompt. Hmm. So what I will do, I will define a function over here, and that is format QA pair. Okay, so that I can have question comma answer over here. Okay, I will pass question and answer, and that is a format Q and A pair basically. Okay, so that is what like I'm mentioning. Say how you are going to format the question and answer pair. Okay, so say I'm having a keyword formatted string, and it will be equal to say blank string, then formatted string plus equal to, and I can have question, and I will pass the question over here and answer. I will have answer over here. I can have new line character, and I can close this formatting. So I have defined this particular function formatted string. Formatted string is going to do the formatting based upon the question and answer pairs, and what it will return, uh, formatted string dot strip. Okay, So it will return the formatted string now. Hmm, hmm. That is perfectly fine. Now LLM we have defined. So just have a look over here. Q underscore A underscore pairs. I'm having blank at this moment. Then for Q in questions, then I can define the rack chain.
I think it's only question, not questions.
This is questions, huh? Not question. I'm iterating through the questions. Okay. So context, I'm having the context. Item getter. Question, then retriever. Question, QA pairs, item getter. QA pairs. Decom prompt. LLM and string output parser. So over here we need to pass question and answer pair. Okay, and how we are going to pass? So question that will be given to this, and it will be say Q. We are iterating through for loop, huh? So it will be given Q, question will be Q, and then answer what it will be. So it will be question and answer pair, huh? So it will be question and answer pairs, and that will be a dictionary. Question answer pairs, that is fine. Question answer pairs, things are looking perfectly. QA pairs equal to format QA pairs, and I can have Q and answers. QA pair and QA pairs. Let me complete it and then I will explain it on what is being happening over here. So, uh, let me try to execute and then see rag chain equal to this. I need to close it over here. Then answering chain dot invoke unexpected indentation question queue answer pairs q answer pairs. Are you able to see any issue over here? Question answer, this is perfectly fine.
The spelling of this answer is, I think, not correct.
Answers, huh? But this is a parameter, it can be anything. Answers,
Anything, yeah, it's a variable, huh?
indentation, it is saying say indentation issue, huh?
Hmm.
Chain dot invoke rag chain dot invoke. This is the rag chain what we are having. And we are having a question, a queue, and
Web pair is also correct.
that is perfect. It seems correct. QA pairs. Is it fine? Still, we are. Mhm. Let me try to have the execution in this particular way. Item getter is not defined. So what we need to do over here, we need to define the item getter. From operator import item getter probably. Uh, hmm. Name decomposed is not defined. Decomposed prompt. Okay, we haven't done the execution of this. Oh, What is the issue? Input chat from input to the chat from template variable question expected context question pair context is missing and it is throwing error onto which line over here question then q okay.
सर इसमें जो फोर लूप में जो ब्रैकेट है ना क्यू अंडरस्कोर पेयर्स इस ब्रैकेट के बाद अगर कॉमा लगा दे तो शायद हो सकता है.
So can we remove the curly bracket from the rag underscore chain dot invoke?
नहीं नहीं सर क्यू अंडरस्कोर ए पेयर है ना थर्ड लाइन में क्वेश्चन क्वेश्चन क्यू अंडर ए पेयर्स उसके बाद से कॉमा लगा के देखिए एक ब्रैकेट के बाद नीचे वाली लाइन में. हाँ कर्ली ब्रैकेट से पहले ब्रैकेट के बाद छोटे वाले ब्रैकेट के बाद कर्ली ब्रैकेट से पहले. हाँ यहाँ पे कॉमा.
over here
हाँ यहाँ पे कॉमा जहाँ पे ब्रैकेट क्लोज हो रहा है ना उधर.
over here
हाँ इधर.
I think comma will not be there why
क्यों-
comma
आइटम
यहाँ पे नहीं है.
गेटर ब्रैकेट में
Close ही
क्यू
होता है ना.
अंडरस्कोर पेयर्स ब्रैकेट क्लोज देन कॉमा. यस यस दिस वन ओनली. अब रन करके देखिए.
No, not needed. Not needed comma at there.
just a
Sir,
minute let me
answer
check
is equal to rag underscore chain. We can remove curly bracket from this line.
no that we need to give we are passing we need to pass uh in in terms of dictionary only just a minute so context that is perfectly fine context item get a question then question is there item get a question qa pairs decomposed prompt we are getting from here then given query line string of device answer equal to rag chain dot invoke then we are having question that will be q okay and qa pairs to qa pairs that is fine qa pairs prompt a dot answer and qa pairs equal to things are looking perfectly what is the issue indentation issue
Is there issue of space from the third line rag underscore chain? Extra space is given at here, but on the third line it is not given. No, from the top of rag underscore chain space equal to.
okay probably it will be like this let me try to I think a missing spelling mistake is there I think uh, QES. So this is the spelling mistake probably QUESTIUN. So
This is, I think, inside prompt. Go above. Go above. Go here.
so
In the last line, use above context and background.
we got the issue.
This last line, yes.
uh,
And this one also, after background.
after background.
Go below, last line.
On the same line.
On the
Yeah,
same
this
line,
one,
na?
this one.
inside
Background
the
को
inside the
yes.
bracket piece we need to correct, to be very frank. The curly bracket piece we need to have the correct one, huh? A typo can create a challenge. Something is happening, okay, and probably we'll be able to get the issue is there. A is not
A is
defined,
not
huh? A is not defined. So it will be Q and A.
Q and
Yeah,
A.
yeah, yeah. Typo is creating the issue. So things are happening. And once we got the answer, then I will explain like what is being done over here. And through the log, uh, we will be able to get the issue. Okay, so we captured like question somewhere is written incorrectly, and what we can have say answer. I can answer is not defined, so I can say print answer. We should get the answer. Okay, so here is the answer. So we are able to get the outcome, and this is coming up. You can say good content is coming. So what I want to show, uh, do we get it outside this particular tool, QA pair? Okay, then print QA pairs, and then print. Why we are not able to get the answer printed over here? Spelling was incorrect, huh? So guys, try to focus on to these particular things. These are the type of mistakes what we are having. Okay, and once we are writing the good, you can say correct spelling, then it was not it was not providing me the outcome, a correct outcome, because like we have used incorrect spelling. So try to pay attention on to these particular things as well. Like I can type, but if you feel the spelling is incorrect, you can say at that moment only. So just have a look over here. So question, this is the question and this is the answer what we are having. Okay, this is the question and answer what we are having. So again, we will be having the option B, template. Okay, just try to see. We are having question how to install the and get the started LangChain Python and all. Answer is this one. Okay, what LangChain offers and all. So we are able to get this particular stuff, and then moving down, 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 down. Then what we are having, it is going to print this one, template and all. Templates summarize the following article in 2 sentences. Prompt, input article. Okay, so probably this is there inside the inside that particular document only. Yeah, it is not like say we have written this particular piece of code. Correct. This is probably in that article only. Yeah? Option B and all that is given. So this is with respect to the first question. Now over here QA, question and answer pair. So this is question and this is the answer. Uh, Answer, then what we are having, then question. Okay, and this is the answer, and then what we will be having, the question and the answer. Okay, so how we are able to get this particular question and answer, just have a look in our piece of code. Okay, so question and answer pair is getting from here. We are passing the question and we are getting the answer. Like we are passing question and answer, and how we are going to format it. Say question, then question will be there, and in the new line we will be having the answer. If you are going to pass question and answer in this particular function, it is going to provide me the outcome in question and answer in a formatted way. Correct? We are able to get the question and answer over here. Like say we are having 3 questions, and with respect to all 3 questions we are having the question and answer. Is it fine so far?
Correct, sir.
Okay, so initially we were having certain questions, then what we have done, we have written a function in such a way that like if we are having question and answer, and based upon the question and answer I will be able to get like this answer is from this particular question. So we have done the formatting over here. So that's why the function name is qa format qa pairs. Now like if we are having this particular qa pairs, we have defined function over here but it is not utilized yet. So questions are nothing. We are having 3 questions over here. Then we have defined a rag chain, and what we are doing over here, we are passing the we are defining chain like the context from where like context item getter the question. So context and with respect to this particular question, and it will be given to the retriever. So context, say if we are having a one question and respective context, certain context, so what will be the context over here? So just have a look, use the above context, this is the context what we are having, context and background question plus answers pairs to answer the question. So it is going to utilize this particular context and question, and it will be given to say the retriever. Okay, that is perfectly fine, and we are iterating it, if like the question is there, then item getter question, then if qa pairs, like either we are having context question or qa pairs, that will be given, that will be given to that will be utilized, and it will be given to the decomposed prompt. Okay, so based upon the question, we will be getting the outcomes, and based upon those particular outcomes, we are going to frame the context, and that particular, you can say, these particular things, context, question and qa pairs, question and answers pairs basically. So we are having questions, QA pairs, and context. These particular things, just have a look over here. Previously, we were passing the context and the question only to the large language model. Correct? Previously, we were passing question and context only to the large language model, but over here, context, question, and QA pairs as well. Question and answer pairs. And what is QA pairs? If you are able to get what is QA pairs, probably just have a look over here. What has happened? Okay, so what I can, so just have a look QA pairs. This is nothing but the QA pairs, so question and answer pairs. Okay, all the questions along with the answers. Okay, so that is nothing but QA pairs. We are able to see this is the QA pairs, question and answer pairs. Correct?
Correct, correct.
Okay, so what I think it is in hanged state. Uh, Let me restart the kernel. Mhm. Okay, so okay, so context, question and answer pair is given to the decomposed prompt. Okay, so decomposed prompt is going to utilize these particular things in order to provide the outcome. This will be given to the large language model, and then we will be able to get the outcome. And over here it is going to it is iterating, like we are going to pick the question, each question, and then we are having this particular iteration, and then what is the meaning of this? Say it is going to prepare a context, it is having the question, and it is going to prepare the qa pairs. Those particular things will be given to the large language model, and then we will be able to get certain question and answer pair. Okay, so it is going to, you can say, to be maintained in this particular list, sorry, string. So we will be getting, once we are going to have the execution, we will be passing the question. This particular question will come over here, then qa pairs, it will come, say in the initial, you can say, stage, what we are having, say if we are having first, like in the first iteration, there is no answer. The QA pair will remain blank. QA pairs are nothing in the first iteration. So that is perfectly fine. Once we will be having the first iteration, so the the question will be there, and the QA answers, question and answers will be there, that is QA pairs, that will be given to the large language model in order to have the invocation, okay. So in the second iteration we will be having question that is coming from here, okay, the new question basically, and QA pairs will come from here. QA pairs is nothing but question and answer pair. So it will have first question, second question, and answer of the first question in the QA pair, right? Guys, are you able to get what I'm trying to say over here?
Yes.
Okay, so QA pairs are you can say given to the large language model in order to provide the outcome, okay, along with the prompt that we have mentioned, okay. And from where we are getting the prompt? So rag chain, it is defined over here, so this is the rag chain what we have defined, this is the chain what we have defined, okay. So we are giving question and answers pairs along with the question in order to get the answer, and this is nothing but the chain of thoughts, okay. We are utilizing question and answer along with the question in order to get the outcome, correct? And why we are doing this? Because this is going to provide us the more optimized or refined output, which was not possible in terms of multiple query or RAG fusion. So this is another optimization technique. Now we are having question and answer pairs, then we can print, we can do the formatting with the formatter what we have defined. Then we can have the question and answer pairs, and then we can print the question or answers or question and answers pairs. Simple, huh? Pretty simple, is it?
सर हाँ थोड़ा तो है.
टेक्निक टेक्निक तो सर सिंपल है, लेकिन कोड्स को थोड़ा याद रखना थोड़ी वो अलग चीज है सर. मतलब कुछ कुछ लाइंस के सारे नहीं, कुछ लाइंस के.
That is true. Like once you will do the practice, then you will be able to get it. Okay. So this is chain of thought, and now what we need to do in independent query?
For independent query, actually, we need to provide answer of first, like first new query to query two, and this answer query two new query will be provided to query three new query. That based on all multiple query, final answer will come.
Mm-hmm. So it will be pretty simple. Okay. So over here, let me try to, so say independent query now. So what will happen? We will be having these particular queries that will be perfectly fine. Okay. Previously what we were doing, we were not taking the answer, we were discussing about the documents, and those particular documents were given to the large language model, so query one executed, then the documents of the whatever we are getting in terms of documents, say doc 1234, doc 1234, doc 1234, so those documents are given to the large language model in order to provide the answer. But what is the change inside the chain of thoughts? So we are passing the result of query 1 to query 2 and query and passing the result of query 1 along with the query 2. Sorry. So what is being happening inside the change of chain of thoughts, COT? So we are having query 1, it is given to LLM, okay, and we are getting say answer 1, okay. So then we are having query 2 and then answer 1 plus query 1. So this is given to LLM and we got the answer 2, okay, answer 2. Then what we are doing, this is nothing, we are clubbing our thoughts. So query 3 along with query 2 plus answer 2, and then we are getting the answer 3. That is nothing but the final answer. Huh? So we are clubbing our thoughts. Huh? So this is nothing but chain of thoughts. Okay, I'm going to have the summation of my thoughts starting from the first question, and then uh, we are able to get the outcome. Huh? Now over here, with respect to the independent query, as the name indicate itself, what we are going to have the execution of query 1, query 2 and query 3 independently, and we will be getting say answer 1, answer 2 and answer 3. Okay, so we will be going to have the execution of independent query, got the answer, then combine results, and then we will be getting the final output. Simple now. Okay, so this is nothing but independent query. Name indicate itself like queries are executed independently. Any confusion with respect to this understanding?
No, but
It's
what is the
fine.
use
Correct,
case
sir.
for those COT where we use COT and where we use independent? Because it's simple, independent query. Is there any
That's what I
kind of
mentioned
use case?
previously we were like taking the decisions based upon the documents. In terms of multiple query or RAG fusion, we are going to do the ranking based upon the documents. But over here we are having the you can say answer 1, answer 2. We are going to have we are going to combine these particular answer in order to get the outcome. And the use, that will depends upon the accuracy, like probably this particular stuff will work in one project, in another project you can have this one, okay, and probably both of these two will not work in project and say RAG fusion will work, depends upon project to project or use case to use case. I mentioned in the starting itself, these are the optimization techniques or best practices. It is not like these optimization techniques can be utilized everywhere,
So
correct?
it depends on the input data and our use case.
Correct.
So there is no benchmark for accuracy, like COT have a good accuracy or independent have a good accuracy.
Accuracy is there, but like based upon the flavor of data, one can provide accuracy, good accuracy in one use case, and in another it might be possible it is not providing the good accuracy. Hmm. Is it fine?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do, okay, so let me have, and let me, hmm, fourth one is also there. Duplicate, let me create a duplicate of it. And what I can say, copy 5, length chain 5, 5. These particular things will be the same. I will going to generate the questions, print questions, and have the questions. And let me remove this particular stuff. Okay, so this particular portion will remain same. Like I will be having the different, you can say, I'm going to generate 3 different queries based upon a given query. Now what I need to do, I just need to answer each question individually. Yeah, so how to get answer from each question individually. Yeah, that because of that reason, it is mentioned independent query. Yeah? Okay, so what I will do, uh, I will define a function, say def retrieve and say rag, and what I will have say question, then I will have prompt rag. Let me first try to mention it over here. So I just want to see what is happening over here. Okay, so just have a look over here. What is the meaning of this prompt rag? So over here it is going to print the rag only. Sorry, print the prompt only that I have mentioned over here. Uh, So that I mentioned, like say you are an assistant for the question and answer task. Use the following uh, retrieve document to answer the questions. If you know the answer, then just say you don't know and use three sentences maximum to keep the answer concise and all. Okay, so it is going to you are an assistant for the question answering task. uh, is it the same? Okay, so just have a look over here, like whatever the template what we have written, so it is, you can say, converted it into some, you can say, like how the system is going to understand it. You are an assistant for the question answering task. Use the uh, what following pieces to retrieve the context to the answer of the question. If you don't know the answer, just say don't know. Use three sentence maximum to keep the answer concise and the context and the question. So like it is, you can say, going to utilize a prompt rag that is there inside this particular langchain itself, and we are pulling this particular prompt rag. Okay, and just mentioning, we are going to utilize this particular prompt rag, and we just want to have the outcome in this particular way. And like we can give our prompt, but this is a, you can say, new feature or functionality. So let's try to understand this as well. Okay, so whatever this prompt is, we are going to utilize in our code in order to get and understand the output. Okay, so that is perfectly fine. Now what I will do, we are having this, so retrieve and drag. So I will pass the question, and then what I will do, I will pass this particular rag prompt as well. Then I can say define a chain over here that I'm going to use. Now sub questions, and how we are going to get the sub questions. So we are having, then what I can have sub question. So chain dot invoke, and I will pass question and the question. So I'm having a question, I'm having a prompt, and I'm having a chain. Okay, so if I just need to get the sub question, so what I need to do, I just need to invoke this particular chain by giving this particular you can say uh, question, then I will be able to get that particular outcome, and prompt rag is nothing but it is having question and answer. This particular stuff is already there. Okay, so that is fine. Then what I can have say rag underscore result, rag result, and I can define a particular list over here that is going to maintain the result for say sub question, for sub questions, and say sub questions, and then retrieve docs. How to retrieve docs? So I just need to invoke the retriever, correct? And retriever dot invoke, and invoking based upon what? Based upon the sub question. So just try to focus over here. I'm having question, prompt, and chain. So I will be getting the sub questions if I'm going to pass this particular question and invoke this particular chain. I have defined a rag result over here, that is a blank list, and I'm going to keep on appending in this particular list. I'm going to append the answer in this particular list. Okay, and how I am going to get the answer? So first I will be getting the documents from a particular sub question, and then answer what it will be. So I am going to say provide this prompt rag, that is perfectly fine. It will be given to say LLM, and then uh, string output parser, string output parser dot invoke, and what I will have, I will have context, so that will be retrieved docs, and the question what it will be, it will be sub question. Fine so far, guys? Are you able to get this particular line answer? Okay, so this is pretty simple. I'm having a prompt. I will pass it to the large language model. Okay, and string output parser. So these particular things are there. Now I'm going to invoke this particular large language model. Okay, prompt based upon prompt, and then what is the input to this particular large language model? It will be retrieve documents, and then retrieve documents and the question from where we are getting the retrieve documents. Once we are invoking the retriever, Like I'm having say question one is mentioned over here. I will be getting the certain document. Based upon certain document, I will be getting the answer one. This answer one will be appended to the rag result. I will be having say answer one. Then the second question will come. It will be going to generate certain questions, certain documents. Based upon those particular documents, the answer will be prepared, and that particular answer will be appended over here. I will be getting the third question, and based upon the third question, the answer will be prepared and it will be given to the reg result. Okay, fine. Is it fine?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so what I can do, I can return what reg result and say sub questions. I can return these particular things, and if I just want to have the answer comma questions, then what I will do, I will execute this particular function and password pass question, then prompt rag and comma generate decomposition, the chain decomposition chain what we are having. So okay, generate question chain. So this is the chain that we are going to utilize in order to have the execution. Let me try to do this and see what will happen. What has happened? 404 not found. Langsmith latest. Resource not found. Commits RLM break prompt latest. Uh, hmm. Import hub. Is it working? Resource not found. Commit RLM rag prompt. So this particular spelling mistake is there. Rag prompt. It will be prompt. Rag prompt. Spelling mistake was there. That's why we were facing the issue. So this piece is really very simple, and a previous one we have already seen, like we have generated 3 queries. So we are just going to get the question and answers. So this is the answer that we are getting. And what about the questions? Let me print the questions as well. Okay, so these are the questions what we are having. Okay, what is library, what with this, and LangChain tutorials and all. So these are nothing but the questions what we are having. So we are having the outcome, we are having the questions. Okay, and what we can do, what we can do now, we can do the formatting, then then like we can utilize this particular stuff. What we can do, like we have done we have combined it, so like this particular result we need to utilize in order to provide the final answer, so we were having three questions, we have generated three answers based upon those particular three questions. We have combined means like we have appended it over here, so say question 1, retrieve documents, got the answer, append the answer in rag result. Okay, question 2, got documents, append the documents over here. Question 3, append the documents over here. So answer, we got the rag result dot append answer, so we have appended it into the answer. We have attended the answer into the rag result, so rag result is over here. And now we are returning what rag result, that is nothing but what answer over here. We have named it as a answer. So answer is this particular rag result, cumulative rag result, and this is the cumulative rag result what we are having generated from all the documents, then rag result is this one. The sub questions is nothing but the questions. These are the three questions what we are having. Now we are having answer, we are having the questions, that is perfectly fine. But these particular questions are not making sense at this moment. We are just having this particular, you can say, answer, cumulative answer, that we are going to utilize in order to get the final answer. Okay, fine. Is it fine with everyone?
Yes, yes. So we need to invoke the right results. No?
We need to define a prompt and utilize this particular context or answer basically in order to get the answer. Okay. So what I can have. Okay. So let me write it. No need to worry. So what I can do, I can define format QA, question and answer pairs, basically question pairs, the same stuff, almost the same stuff, question and answer pairs. And I will have what, I will have the questions and the answers, I will have questions and I will have answers, not the answers, let me have the execution answers. Say answer we will be going to utilize later on, that is perfectly fine. We are having questions and answers. I'm having questions and I'm having answers. So what I will do, I will have a formatted string similar to the previous one what we have done. And what I will do, I will say for I in I in. So if you are able to see, these are the three answers. 1, 2, and 3. Three answers are there. Okay. So I am going to iterate with question and answers. So for I, and I will have these questions and answer. Like I will take question 1, answer 1 in enumerate and enumerate zip. What I can do, I can have questions and answers, and it will start say from 1. First start, second start, third start. There's only two, have the two brackets. Okay, then what I will be having the formatted string plus equal to almost the same piece, a little bit here and there, minor change. So this is like in order to provide the formatting based upon the question. So I'm having a list of questions, and I'm having a list of answers. So what I'm trying to do, question answer, I'm just willing to have the outcome in this particular way. Okay, I'm just going to utilize the formatting stuff. So this I'm going to do the formatting and say question, and this is a question I. It means the first iteration, and it will be equal to question of I, and it will be say question, this particular question basically, and comma, I can have a new line, and I can have say answer, and it will be answer of what, answer of I, what I can say, colon, I will be having the answer, and I can have new line, perfect. Let me read it. Just try to have a look, guys. So I will be having question I, like first question. The question is this one, and question I, the answer I, that is first answer, and this is the answer. I'm iterating with this particular question and answers list, and I'm going to have the outcome. Okay, so that is fine. And what I will do, I will return what? I will return formatted string. Okay, and dot strip, it will, it is not, it will going to remove the unwanted stuff, strip, and what I will have, let me have the say context, say context equal to hmm, mm, I will have, I just need to call this particular function, and let me print the context. Okay, so just have a look over here, guys. This is the question 1, and this is the answer one. It is not coming in a proper, you can say, formatting. Question, and let me have, okay, it is a string basically, huh? Okay, so that's why it is not coming into a good way. So what I'm going to do over here, just have a look. So the combined result along with the questions, so probably question 1 2 3. So these particular things, that is the combined result basically. Question 1 answer 1, question 2 answer 2, question 3 answer 3. So what I have done, I have prepared a context based upon this, correct? Is it perfectly fine with everyone? And this is nothing but the independent query what we are going to discuss. I have asked the question and get the outcome. Question 2 outcome 2, question 3 outcome 3. So what I'm going to do, this particular stuff is utilized in order to provide me the final outcome, so these combined, the combined result from this will be going to utilize. Previously what was happening, question 1 answer 1, question 2 question 1 question and answer 1 answer 3. So it is chain of thoughts, we are having a chain, but these particular queries are executed independently, and then whatever we are getting, the combined, you can say, outcome, a context is being prepared, and based upon that particular context, uh, we will be going to provide the outcome, correct? Is it fine with everyone,
Yes.
guys?
Yes.
Clear now, all of you? Now let's understand the prompt, the second prompt what we are going to mention, say prompt, or final prompt what I can say. So template I can mention, template is, say, here is a set of q plus a pairs, and that is nothing but what? Context, correct? It is nothing but context, huh? Right? Use the use this, or to synthesize an answer to the question, and I can have the question over here now. Okay, and I can close this. I can have the prompt. Prompt equal to chat from template dot from template, and I can pass this particular template over here. This is the prompt what I'm having. Now I'm having prompt, I'm having context, then I can create a chain, invoke that particular chain. So final drag chain, what it will be, it will be going to take, say, prompt, this particular prompt, and then prompt will be given to LLM, and this LLM, whatever I'm going to get, that will be given to string output parser. And let me have the execution, final rag chain dot invoke, and say output, what I can say, output, and then I can pass what, I can pass the question and context, so it will be passed in terms of a dictionary. So context colon context over here, and comma, question, colon, question. Okay, so let me invoke it and print the output. What has happened? Chat prompt template is missing variable question. So probably question spelling is incorrect somewhere. Context. Let me have the execution. And let me print the output. Okay, and we are able to get the final output. Bingo. Is it perfectly fine with everyone? Independent query. And what I want to do, I just want to have the invocation. Okay. So, and let me open Langsmith. This is LangChain, sorry. Langsmith I need to open. Uh-huh. And over here, you will be able to get the clarity. So agentic AI a day ago, it is not having the traces. Is it? So did we have the execution? Yes, it is there. Mm-hmm.
Can I give sir my API key?
Let me try to check with the another one, another account basically. Nothing is there over here as well. Hmm. Okay, that we will see like how why we are not able to get, but you can try at your end. So what we have seen in our today's session, we have gone through with the query decomposition. Okay, so inside the query decomposition, we got the insights of COT, that is nothing but the chain of thoughts. What we are doing over here, we are going to pass the questions and answers to the large language model in order to get the outcome, and it is passed in terms of chain of thoughts. And how it is working, say if I'm having three questions, so the question will be given to the large language model and I will be getting the one answer one. In the second iteration, the question two, what I need to ask along with the question and answer of the first query will be given to LLM1, LLM basically. so that you can, I need to mention it over here in this particular way. Okay, in order to draft the answer. Okay, so this is nothing but I'm clubbing my thoughts over here, and then I will be able to get the final outcome. Okay, so this is nothing but chain of thoughts what we are having. Uh, Irrespective of this, we are having independent query as well, where we are going to have the execution of these particular queries independently, and we will be getting the outcomes, and that particular outcome along with the queries will be combined and then given to the large language model to provide the final output. And that's what we have seen in our today's practical, like we have gone through with these particular two things, and hope you are able to get. If you are having any doubt, any confusion, you can ask. Let me stop recording.